Spain are world champions once again. But, while fans in Madrid are out there celebrating this absolutely unbelievable historic victory, the rest of the international footballing world, well, it's already entering a completely new era. We're talking legendary managers taking over heavyweight national teams, wild transfer rumors rapidly heating up in the Premier League, and some serious backstage drama unfolding across the globe. Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm your host, and our football roundup today is packed with stories you absolutely do not want to miss. We're going to look at exactly what the sources are reporting from one of the wildest months in world football.
All right, here is our game plan for today. Number 1, Spain being crowned the 2026 world champions. Number 2, the final fallout and all that Argentina drama. 3, the new international coaching era. And 4, some seriously surprise transfer market moves. We're moving fast today, so let's get right into it. Section 1. Spain crowned 2026 world champions, historic victory in New York, New Jersey. Okay, let's dive right into this one. We start over in East Rutherford, New Jersey, at MetLife Stadium, where over 80,000 spectators gathered for this highly anticipated 2026 World Cup final between Spain and the defending champions, Argentina.
The sheer tension of this match was it was incredible. I mean, regulation time ended in a tight 0-0 deadlock. Spain completely dominated possession from the very first whistle, while Argentina really found themselves playing on the back foot. And that situation got a whole lot harder in the second half when Enzo Fernandez was actually sent off, dropping Argentina down to 10 men. So, moving into extra time, the drama just skyrockets, right? Spain's Nico Williams actually had a goal disallowed. But then finally, in the 106th minute, Ferran Torres buries a first-time shot right into the roof of the net off a brilliant Pedro Porro cross, securing a 1-0 victory for Spain.
But honestly, to me, the true story of this final really comes down to one staggering number, and that number is 11. Despite Spain's absolute offensive onslaught, Argentina's goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, made an astonishing, record-breaking 11 saves in the final just to keep his team alive. I mean, it was a totally historic goalkeeping performance in a match where his squad was just under relentless, non-stop pressure. In this match, it was really a tale of two extremes. On one hand, Spain makes history as the very first nation to simultaneously hold both the men's 2026 and women's 2023 World Cup titles. Just a monumental achievement for their federation, right? But on the flip side, in stark contrast, Argentina made history for a very different reason. They failed to register a single shot in regulation time, not one. That is a first for any team in a World Cup final, and it perfectly highlights their total offensive collapse against Spain's tactical setup.
Moving on to Section 2, Final Fallout and Argentina Drama, Chaos Following the Final Whistle. Because, lifting the trophy wasn't the only story of the night. What happened immediately after the final whistle absolutely shocked the footballing world.
The aftermath was pretty intense. Sources confirm that post-match brawls actually erupted on the pitch, involving several Argentina players right after the whistle blew. And as a result, FIFA has officially opened investigations into these altercations. Meanwhile, the reaction back in Buenos Aires was really severe. Reports show fans rioted and threw stones at police following the defeat. But then, in sharp contrast, the Spanish squad returned home to a completely different vibe, receiving this massive royal welcome and an energetic victory parade right through the streets of Madrid.
All right, Section 3. A new international coaching era, the post-World Cup managerial merry-go-round. Because while the World Cup chapter closes for Spain and Argentina, major nations across Europe are hitting the reset button.
And this is sparking a massive shift in European football leadership. Over in Germany, Jürgen Klopp takes the reins, and he's demanding that highly physical gegenpressing style. In France, legendary player Zinedine Zidane replaces Didier Deschamps, and he's signed all the way through the 2030 World Cup. And then in Italy, Roberto Mancini makes a dramatic return to the national team, working alongside Claudio Ranieri. Let's break down these appointments, starting with Germany.
So, Jürgen Klopp steps into the German national team job with his very clear, super energetic vision. He literally stated, "I want people to go home thinking, wow, that was cool." And Klopp is bringing his trademark enthusiasm and that high-tempo philosophy to a team that, frankly, desperately needs it following their highly disappointing round of 32 exit against Paraguay. He wants to implement a consistent formation and a super clear game plan focused on counter-pressing, really aiming to restore Germany's reputation as a true tournament team.
Now, over in Italy, the managerial change was, well, it was far more chaotic.
First, Azzurri legend Paolo Maldini actually quit his role after just 16 days. Why? Because Andrea Pirlo was blocked from taking the head coach job over ties to a betting firm. Yeah, crazy, right? That whole mess led to the Italian Football Federation appointing Roberto Mancini for his second spell in charge, bringing back the guy who led them to Euro 2020 glory. And finally, Claudio Ranieri joins the setup as the new technical director to oversee elite football development. It's a hugely dramatic backstage reshuffle as Italy looks to rebuild.
Then, of course, we have France. Zinedine Zidane has officially taken over Les Bleus. And what's really fascinating here is he becomes the third member of the 1998 World Cup winning squad to manage the national team in succession, following Laurent Blanc and Didier Deschamps. Zidane arrives with just an immaculate coaching record from his time at Real Madrid, and he now takes command of Kylian Mbappé and France's golden generation. I mean, the expectations are absolutely massive for him to challenge for trophies heading into 2030.
Which brings us to Section 4, Surprise Transfer Market Moves. Premier League clubs prepare for the new season. While the international stage is entirely resetting, there are some massive surprises brewing in the Premier League as clubs get ready for the new season. Let's shift our focus over to the transfer market.
And honestly, the biggest surprises might be brewing in London. Chelsea's transfer strategy right now is raising some serious eyebrows. The club is reportedly exploring a move for 35-year-old Danny Welbeck, who, to be fair, did score 13 goals for Brighton last season. But in a further unexpected move, they're also negotiating for 36-year-old Jordan Henderson, who could be available on a free transfer from Brentford. It is an incredibly surprising strategy to target aging veterans to bolster their squad. Meanwhile, over at Manchester City, reports indicate that their success under Enzo Maresca remains highly dependent on retaining star midfielder Rodri, which really highlights just how crucial he is to their entire system.
So, what does this all mean? With legendary managers completely resetting Europe's elite and Premier League clubs pulling off absolute shock transfers, who is actually best positioned to dominate the road to 2030? The landscape of world football is shifting faster than ever. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep that question in mind, and we'll see you next time as we continue to break down the fascinating world of football.